have, including an unnamed texter. Champ, the Toledo Mudhens playing for the Tigers this weekend and killing it. Chump, Anibal Sanchez, he's absolutely a waste of a bullpen spot. Hicks and Aduzzi being the Toledo Mudhens, who came up and did a great job. Anibal Sanchez, who can't even pitch in a 10-2 game. Champ, McCann for walking right at Sano after he was shoved. Chump, Sanchez, that's from Ryan at work. My champ this week is James McCann. When Boyd threw behind Sano, he stuck up for his pitcher, talked some trash to Sano. He has shown some great qualities of a leader this season. Sticking up for his pitcher in a situation like Saturday is one of them. My chump is Anibal. We all know why. That's from Tony in Roseville. That incident between the Tigers and Twins on, was that Saturday's game? Saturday's game, right?
Yes.
I'm okay with it. I mean, I made Matt Boyd my champ for throwing at the biggest, baddest Twin and not being afraid to throw at the biggest, baddest Twin. And as it turned out, Sano ended up getting kicked out of the game. Gator, bench clearing brawls. I think brawl is a bit of a strong term. It was a bench clearing incident, wasn't it?
Yes, because there were no punches thrown.
Yeah.
Although, here's what I liked out of it. I liked seeing Nick Castellanos make a beeline to get to the front there. I like McCann, after he got shoved by Sano, just kind of march right towards Sano. And when something like this happens, you can't help but think to yourself, can the Tigers measure up?
In a fight?
Can they hold their own in a fight? Do they have enough guys? I mean, you're looking at a team that got back at the Twins without having Miguel Cabrera or J.D. Martinez there. Those are two big guys.
Two guys you'd like to have in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But the other side of it is that I didn't think it was necessary to throw at Sanu.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. And the downside is Boyd got kicked out when Boyd was having a good game. So
right.
I know where you're coming from. I'm okay with team unity stuff.
I like team unity. I just don't know if it was warranted there, given that I don't think that, was it Mejia that threw, or no, it was Haley? I don't think he meant to hit JaCoby Jones. I think a pitch clearly got away from him.
Yeah, I can't imagine he meant to hit him in the face. But sometimes it doesn't really matter. You know? Sometimes it's not subject to interpretation. You throw at our guy, we'll throw at your guy. And boy, did Boyd pick a big boy to throw at. But
that he did.
Gator, Champ, Rod Allen, second deck reference versus the Twins on Friday was great. Chump, K-Rod, how much longer can we keep him as closer? Uneasy feeling in the ninth. I want to talk about both this Champ and Chump nomination. So the second deck reference, do we have it? We do have it. All right, so here is Rod Allen.
Driven deep in the air to left field. That ball is way back, and James McCann is homered again. A two-out solo shot for McCann, his fourth of the year, and the Tigers lead by 3. You know where you hit that one, don't you? Well, I believe it went to the second deck. I don't know for sure, but I believe it did. My man. My man.
It went to the second deck. Thanks to Fox Sports Detroit. The other thing is, K-Rod, how much longer can we keep him as a closer? Uneasy feeling in the ninth. What? You and I have debated how to handle the closer situation. There is, out of this weekend, there is prime examples of both of us having I told you so moments. Your I told you so moment is the fact that Justin Wilson continues to just be lights out. And K-Rod continues to be sketchy. Because his appearance on Saturday, 1 inning, 2 hits, gives up a bomb, puts the tying run on base, but gets out of it. My concern is moving Justin Wilson to the ninth basically creates another huge hole in the eighth. And the thought is that should eventually, and by eventually we mean very soon, be Joe Jimenez's role.
Right.
But I feel like I'm willing to wait a few weeks before I remove K-Rod and move Justin Wilson to the ninth, because otherwise you've just created a big hole in the eighth inning to fill the ninth inning role. Let's, A, see if K-Rod can pull out of this downward spiral, And B, can Jimenez handle the 8th inning? And his first appearance after the callback, he was not good.
Well, he gave up a bloop hit and then gave up a 2-run homer.
Yep.
Which wasn't good. But he bounced back nicely, and he's got confidence, and I was glad to see him back in the game on Sunday. And he pitched really well yesterday, showed why he's here. I mean, that fastball getting up to 98 miles an hour. And here's what I hope happens. What I hope happens is that while Francisco Rodriguez is still a member of the Tigers, maybe it's the whole season, I don't know, but while he's still here and he's up at the same time with Jimenez, I would love for Rodriguez to mentor Jimenez and teach him the wonders of a changeup. Because while this kid is throwing the ball 96, 97, 98 miles an hour, if he can master the changeup in the high 80s, what a difference that is. And it'd be a strikeout pitch.
Yeah,
along with his fastball. It looks like what Rodriguez was to start his career when he was a fireball.
But it's not like other pitcher or pitching coaches, and they haven't tried to. I don't know why K-Rod will be able to teach him something, and then that the people in the organization have
I'm just saying that you might have more respect for somebody who's been there and done that and is still doing it and still getting away with striking guys out on with a changeup that's 883 miles an hour when he doesn't have the fastball anymore. I think it'd be nice to get that tutelage and guidance from him in addition to Rich Doobie and everybody else who's helping.
He has pitched now 3 appearances in Detroit. In the high leverage situation, he was not good. In the 2 low leverage situations, big blowout games, he was very good. He needs to kind of get to that comfort level when he's pitching in a 7th, 8th inning or with runners on base late in a close game. I hope that happens quickly, and then I'd be more in tune to the what you've talked about, the suggestion of moving K-Rod out of the closer's role, putting Justin Wilson in that role, and then Jimenez can handle the 8th or the 7th, and they put Alex Wilson rather in the 8th inning role. I'm not sure he's ready for that.
Justin Wilson's been ridiculous.
Justin Wilson's insanely good right now,
and I think it's just I think it's a waste to have him in the 8th inning at this point.
Oh, I think the 8th inning role is very important. Very important.
I think, of course, it's very important. I think the guy who's pitching the 9th inning when you have the lead is more important than the guy pitching in the 8th.
You won't have the lead if Justin Wilson's moved out of the 8th inning role. Is my biggest concern.
You may not have the lead after the 9th inning either. He's terrible, Doug.
He's been bad, and yet he got the save. And if Jimenez can't handle it, if Jimenez can't handle it, it's creating another huge hole. Yeah, and I'm
not saying Jimenez automatically goes to the 8th inning. That's never been what I've said. I think there could be some sort of committee in the 8th inning to get it to 9th inning because right now Justin Wilson is clearly the guy who's most reliable.
Well, one thing's for sure, you can see in Jimenez's case the difference between high pressure and low pressure situations. But all right, we got sidetracked again. Is this guy the best player in the draft? We will debate that at 12:20. Interesting quote. Also, Jim Price addressed the second deck thing. Wow, this really has become a thing. 12:17, we'll play that for you. 97.1 The Ticket.